Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast, a place where we focus on the business side of art to help you attract more customers, increase profits, and ultimately live a life of creativity and financial freedom. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and this week's episode features Las Vegas tattoo artist DJ Tambe. DJ currently has 3,000 plus people on his waiting list and charges between $3,000 and $7,000 per day for his tattoo services. Do I have your attention now? Today, we chat about the benefits of putting yourself in the public eye in order to grow your art business and the hesitations that come with it. We all want to lock ourselves in our studio and create all day, but it's what we showcase outside of those walls that makes customers come knocking. And we talked to DJ about what it's like to be on television and all the pressures and all the things. But talking with DJ made me realize how many similarities there are in building a business with a paintbrush versus a tattoo gun. It's the same. It's the same in that you start by practicing to enhance a skill, and then you get to networking to build a portfolio. Then it's all about word of mouth and then promotion to go up from there. And so this interview is a fun look into the backstory of a very successful yet very humble artist who has recently hit it big. He has won Ink Master 3 times. If you ever watched that TV show, this is the artist who dominated it. But anyway, let me know what you think about this week's interview with DJ Tambe. Hey guys, I'm here with DJ Tambe, and I'm so excited because you are our first ever tattoo artist that we're having on the podcast. So if you guys have any questions for him, let me know in the chat. But DJ, so we know each other because we are, I don't say related, but like through the family line. Yeah. My husband's sister married your cousin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife's cousin.
Wife's cousin. Okay.
Yeah. So somewhere in there, somewhere in the tree, you know?
Yeah. So that's how I got lucky enough to finagle him to get on our podcast. So thank you for taking the time. But yeah, if you could just give us a little bit of background as to who you are and how you became super famous now.
I've been tattooing for 26 years. Started out super young. Did my first tattoo when I was like 14 on myself. You know, and then I started tattooing a lot of my friends after school and stuff like that. That kind of caught on. At 17 years old, there was a tattoo shop opening by my house, and everyone's like, you should try to get a job. So I went in there with just a portfolio full of drawings and told them I knew how to tattoo, which I had only done at home, prison machine style tattoos and hand poke stuff. But so they made me tattoo a friend with like a real setup. And then they put me on skin the next day for like paying customers. So I was tattooing before I was of age to get a tattoo, really. But yeah, and then just hard work, you know, ever since then, and just trying to stay consistent and just do solid, clean work. That's kind of just what I'm known for. I'm known for doing, you know, every style tattoo. I enjoy doing various styles and so much different stuff to keep away from boredom. But I got picked up years ago by a show called Best Ink. That was my first reality show. It was a competition series, and it was for $100,000. And I finished runner-up. I didn't win that one. And I had always tried to get on Ink Master since season 2, and this was after Best Ink. So they kind of pushed me to the side because they were like, you were just on this reality show and you were already kind of in the spotlight. So they kind of avoided me. One of my buddies that was already on the show called me later on, and he's like, yo, they're doing this Shop Wars season. Will you be my partner on the show? And I was like, hell yeah. So that's kind of how it all started. Me and my buddy went on that season 9 of Ink Master. We won that. They invited me back as a coach for season 10. I coached one of my artists on my team to the finale, and he won, and I also won. And then this last season, they were like, you're on the list, you know, to be a judge. And I was like, sweet. You know, that was my goal. That's always the goal, right? Just to not, you know, be done with the competition and just reach that next level. So I was like, sweet. You know, my wife was stoked. That was like what I had been working towards. And then a couple months later, they called me. They're like, you didn't get the judging position, but will you compete again? And I was like, hell no, because it's a lot of stress. Besides what everyone sees, it's so much stress. It's like putting myself through that. More than once is crazy, but so I told him no. And then a couple days later, I was like, I don't want to regret not going. So I called him back and said I would do it. Ended up winning last season. And then that's where I'm at right now. Just work 6 days a week, tattooing, work my butt off. And just like I said, trying to stay consistent, stay relevant, and do my thing and do what I love.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as I was preparing for this, I was telling you I was YouTubing some of the best of DJ Tambe on Ink Master. And so the very first clip was there were contestants trying to say that you were using the wrong tool and like, oh no, he's cheating, blah, blah. And so I wanted to ask, is the drama that they make up on these reality TV shows, is that really happening, or how are the other contestants with you guys?
Yeah, it really happens. None of the show is really scripted. There is some like stuff that's like they would film a movie or something like that, say like time calls or something that they film all at once and then edit it. You know how that stuff works. So it's like that stuff's obviously scripted. That's how they make television shows. That's how any cooking show or anything is filmed. But other than that, the drama, we're competing for $100,000. So the artists are, if they can find their way into something that's negative or something another artist did wrong, they're gonna fight for it. And the drama is real. Sometimes we pump it up a little bit. You got to be a little bit of an actor. Some people are just like that, but some people can. I myself try to like turn it on when they need it and turn it off. I'm pretty good at that. That's why I work really well with them. And if they need something from me, I just do it and get it done. Some people just aren't too good at that part of the competition. So they don't want to argue or fight for their stuff. They just want to, they don't want any part in the drama. But some people just watch it for the drama, right? Like they don't even like tattoos. They just like want to see everything else that goes into it. But it's real. I've had a bunch of arguments on there for sure. More in my younger seasons, but that's kind of why I don't like watching it. It's not really me. I'm like the most mellow, chill. Like I try to stay humble. I hate all my artwork. I'm sure you do that too. It's like we're our own worst critics, and it's like I beat myself up every day on my own artwork. So I try not to get a big head and be that dude because I hate that.
Don't we all? Yeah. I was funny because when I met you, you are a really chill dude, just very laid back, like, hey. And so I was like, I wonder how he was on the show. So I had to go on and watch it, and I can totally relate. But so how did this change how you are booked out? Because I imagine you go on a show like this, people know your name, and now you have a lot more customers coming to you. Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah. Ever since I always stayed pretty busy just from working hard throughout my career and like I said, doing just clean, consistent tattoos. And that's what I was known for. So I was always busy and booked out, but not like this. Shows like that's why I do these shows. In my industry, some of the old, the old heads are like, they're so against it and this and that. It's tattoo TV shows and blah, blah, blah. But if you could get on a mural show to like show the world, like millions of people at once, your stuff and to get to know you, you obviously would, right?
Yeah, I would hate all of that attention, but for the business, in order to make money and do what I love, I would absolutely do it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I do it. But yeah, it allowed millions of people to just see my work all at once. And then emails just started flooding in. Once we won the first season, it's like, it puts that title on your name and there's no way I'll ever think I'm the best or anything like that. I'm not that person.
But you won.
I know. Yes. But it's just me as an artist. But the general public that is watching, they're like, this dude is like he's the best in the world. He's the shit. So they start emailing and messaging me and trying to get in. And that's how it started. And then, winning seasons after that just keeps getting more hectic. And I can't handle anymore. I try to, I have like 3,000 people on a waiting list and I'm booked, till next year. And it's just like, it's overwhelming for me. I'm trying to work less. I'm I'm trying to work less. So I'm working more now to work less later.
Oh, yeah. You have 3,000 people on your waiting list. That's crazy. Okay, so on this one, we love to talk about pricing and all the things. How do you price for a tattoo?
Oof. Do you want to talk about pricing?
Yeah, I love to talk about pricing.
Okay. I've changed my pricing a lot throughout the years. I come from tattooing where I used to tattoo $25 tattoos, and I used to tattoo like 10 people a day. That's how I came up. We had racks of flash. People look through the flash, and I'm banging them out, whether it be names or mom hearts or praying hands. That's kind of where I came from. When I started tattooing was so much different. It was frowned upon. It was bikers, gangsters. That's what it was. It wasn't like doctors and soccer moms and you know what I mean? It wasn't any of that. I used to get looked at daily for my tattoos. And it was, like I said, it was frowned upon. So watching the tattoo industry change and grow as it has, there's people just creating full-on oil paintings on the skin. It's just where it's at is crazy. I changed my pricing throughout the years, and over the years have worked with other artists, and they're like, wow, you work too fast. You're too cheap. You need to raise your prices. And they're charging like double what I'm charging, it's mainly my peers that push me to charge more. Well, and my wife, but I have, right now I have like a 3-tiered system. So I only do one tattoo a day. This is just what I've done for years. 5% of my clientele are local. So for every day, someone's from somewhere else, they fly in, they book me out for the day, sometimes multiple days in a row, but I only have I have a day rate.
What is your day rate?
If it's just a normal day rate, it's $3,400.
Good for you. That's amazing. I love it.
And then I have a cancellation rate. So I have all these people on a waiting list. And if it's an option for them to come in on a cancellation and they want to be like the first one called, it's $5,000. And then if I come in on my day off, so I get 2 days off a week, not anymore because people are booking my day off, but it's $7,000 for me to work on a Monday.
I love it. That's so awesome.
Yeah, so to me, that's crazy.
Well, it's a reflection of the quality of work and then the name you've built. You've put yourself in that really hard position of stress. Like I think any artist, artists are typically not one to get in front of the camera, but also it's the quality of your work. If you want to go to his Instagram, you can see it looks like paintings on, it's not just hard lines. You have the shading and everything. It looks realistic. That's so awesome.
Yeah. I only get a couple of days off with my family and to do other things and important running around and stuff like that. And if somebody people have the money and they just don't want to wait. They're like, they hear it's like 8 months out, 9 months out. They just don't want to wait. So they're like, yeah, I'll get me in on Monday. So I do stuff like that. Once in a while, I'll do house calls for certain like VIP clients that are just don't want to leave their house and don't want to be in the spotlight and stuff like that. But that's where I'm at. I'm blessed. I do what I love every day. And I mean, you know how it is. You as well. You're your own boss. It's pretty amazing. And like I said, I'm doing it now, so I don't have to do it later. I'm one of those like few tattooers that have a retirement and have like 401 and got my shit together over the last 12 years. So it's good. And tattoos, artists are selling paintings for tens of thousands of dollars. Tattooing it's something else to me. Like you're altering a person's body for the rest of their life. I think it's surgery. It's like the coolest surgery there is, right? You can go get a boob job for $10,000. I call it artistic surgery because ultimately that's what it is. You're altering someone for the rest of their life and you're changing their appearance for the rest of their life. And it's a piece of art that lives forever. And in some cases, it doesn't get enough credit, is what I'm saying,
Yeah, for sure. And it's becoming a piece of art. I was just talking with an artist last weekend and she had a beautiful arm sleeve with all of these just really well done things. And so yes, it is. It's like, it's not even just like an outfit that you put on. It's a permanent outfit.
Yeah. You're dying with that piece of art. So it's pretty important.
What kind of clients come to you that are like, are they soccer moms? Are they doctors? Are they who are you hanging out with every
You
day?
name it. You name it. I have everything from, like I said, like celebrity clients to clients that work at Target and they saved up for like a year to get tattooed.
Oh, wow.
So wide range of people. Having high prices, I mean, you lose a lot of, I have a lot of business owners and high up people. And like I said, some are doctors and lawyers and all that. But there is people that save up and I get all walks of life. It's awesome. It's super cool to meet someone different every day. I mean, tons of return clients, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Can you name drop a celebrity?
Ugh, I don't know. I tattoo a lot of the Golden Knights players, hockey players,
Very cool.
a couple country singers, football players,
No big deal.
UFC,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I am talking to a couple people right now that are pretty big, but nothing yet. I just finished something else for television too. So in about a month or so, I'll have some really big news. So.
Cool. Awesome. Always doing fun things. So does your wife do some of your business back end? Does she help you with that? Because whenever I emailed you guys, I first went through Instagram and you're like, email me. And then as soon I got an automatic email reply with all this stuff. And I was like, oh, wow, this guy, he gets hit up a lot. Because you had just a lot of clarity in there of like, okay, this is the day rate. This is how you book and blah, blah, blah. Just the questions that you probably get asked all the time. But so does somebody help you with that back end so that you can just create?
Yeah. So my wife's stay-at-home mom. She homeschools my daughter. She does all the, day-to-day stuff. I was going to hire somebody years ago and she's like, I'll do it. She loves doing that kind of stuff. And she's really good at it. So I just let her take the reins. But she's been doing my books for over 10 years. The auto response we just created because, get tons of emails on stuff I might not do. And then it's back and forth with them. So it that auto response kind of weeds out at least some of the people and lets them know a little bit more of what I'm interested, what I'm not interested in and stuff like that. So, but yeah, she does all from money side to emails to you name it. Like I just go to work, I tattoo, come home, give her money and, and she does everything that keeps us afloat. I'd probably be booked for a week if I didn't have her. I would just be like, I'll just work week to week, answer a couple emails, and that's how I would do it. I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at with technology, and even this, she got me on here. So I was like, how do I do this thing? So I got to get better at it. Got to get better with videos and cool editing and stuff like that. And I know you do a bunch of that stuff. So
yeah,
but
I think you're doing fine. You're great.
Right. Could be better.
Okay, so if we have a beginner tattoo artist listening and they're like, I want to start getting customers, I want to get to your level one day, like what's some advice that you would have? Because this is primarily a business podcast of how to get customers and how to make it and make money with your craft. So what's your biggest piece of advice for artists who are just starting out and they want to get started in the ink world?
It was a lot different when I started. It was putting your flyers or business cards or hanging out at the local bar and handing out cards and stuff like that. So, just with social media now, you can do a lot. It's free advertising at its best. It's crazy. I would just say, just network, talk to people, put yourself out there as much as possible. This stuff doesn't just like come to you. You can't sit stagnant and things are just going to happen for you. That's with any career, this stuff isn't just, I got a buddy that always says it. It's like, it's not luck. It's like, it takes hard work. People always say that, oh, you're lucky. It's not luck. It's like, I had a rough life. I've been through so much. Like it's hard work. You just push yourself every day. And anything you want, you can grab it if you just work towards it. So I would just say, put yourself out there, talk to people. If you're just starting out, make business cards, hand out your business card, put your business cards at local businesses that'll let you put business cards there. It sounds dumb, but little bulletin board with your business card up there and you might get a couple calls. It's just any way you can network and push your business, just do it. Also, if you're just starting out tattooing, sometimes it's hard to get into conventions. There is conventions that you can get into, without invites or stuff like that. But I would say do maybe some conventions, talk to other artists. It's all networking. That's what it is, pushing yourself and just not sitting around hoping things will fall in your lap, because that's not how it works.
I love it. Yeah. It's so funny.
I'm sure you know that too, right? How do you
Yeah.
how do you get mural
It's
jobs?
the same thing. Yeah. It's all the same. Yeah. We're just using a different tool, I feel like, but we're creating art for customers who, they're going to have it for a long time. A mural, not forever, but it's for a long
Yeah.
time. And it's the same. It's the same kind of advice. I'm sure there's, different like ways you can present it or whatnot,
Yeah.
different wording, but when talking to you, I'm like, oh, this is so similar. And there needs to be a muralist show out there.
Yeah, there does. And I think we've pitched it a couple times, but they just won't pick it up. But much like you, it's like, especially with tattoos, they're walking the earth. So it's like your tattoo is on a moving billboard that people see daily. So no matter what, like you do a super huge, clean mural and everyone's like, damn, that shit's dope, And then it's like, you need a mural, you call this, you know what I mean? So creating clean tattoos and just getting knowledge first, like doing, I guess, just make sure your work is clean and other people see it and catch on. It's word of mouth. Like basically is what I'm saying. It's you create clean tattoos, solid tattoos. Someone's going to be like, oh, I got it from this person. And they're going to slowly come to you. You just have to have clean, solid work. And then eventually it'll catch on. So with new artists, I just say, try to do every style. There's a lot of new artists that just want to do their stuff. And, that's why I started out doing everything. And each style goes hand in hand with every style. So you learn a little about each style doing, say, realism. Like, you learn like light and shadows and stuff like that. So that helps you out with different styles. So don't pigeonhole yourself into one style. Try to learn everything in the beginning. Later on, you want your own style, you're going to get that. But just try to accommodate to more people to stay busy. That's what I do.
Yeah. Work on commissions. That's actually one of my top pieces of advice too. Like a bunch of artists and general painters, we want to paint whatever we want to paint on the canvas. And then it's just harder to sell that. But if you get the input of the customer of what they want, do a commission, it's just a lot easier to to make money with. And it's the same with tattoos because people want to customize their own. How often do you ever get people saying, hey, just do whatever you want?
I get it.
Kind of like.
Yeah, once in a while. I struggle with that. I like some direction.
Same.
I always like some direction because, doing every style and I don't even know what I'm feeling half the time. Sometimes I want to do realism. Sometimes I want to do this cartoony thing or then I don't want to present something to them and they're like, it's kind of, I don't know, not fitting for them or it's just weird. So I definitely always ask for some kind of direction.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. That's all I have today, but you can go along with your busy day that you have going on. I appreciate you taking the time to do this and I'll see you at the next semi-family function that we have. Kind of.
Yeah. Hope to see you soon. Keep killing it. Your artwork's awesome. And I love watching your stuff.
I will take that compliment and run from you.
Yeah. Great. And I'm sure you're an awesome mom and all that is going well.
Yeah, it's going well. And integrating everything into work and momhood and all the things is a fun adventure, which, yeah. But yeah. All right. Well, thank you again. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Artist Academy podcast. I've been putting out at least one episode per week for more than 4 years on this podcast, and it's really cool to see those download numbers go up and up as time goes on. And that's because artists like you listen and share these episodes. So really, when I say thank you, I mean it. It's really cool to see progress along the way. And anyway, if you like this type of art and business content, then I highly encourage you to get the audio version of my book, Mural Money, with over 15 hours of listening inspiration. I'm currently running a special of just $17 for the audio version. You can go to muralmoney.com to find it. And that comes with a bunch of extras like my art supply list, my pricing guide, recommended book and podcast list, and so much much more. I filled that book with tips from my art journey of building a profitable mural career. Plus, I've included the best of the best advice from guests I've interviewed on this podcast. It's the most affordable all-in-one book of advice on art and business that I have. And if you enjoy listening to me here, then I know you'll like the book too, because I read it myself, all 15 hours of it. The book is available on Amazon and Audible normally for $25, but if you go to muralmoney.com, that is where you can grab the special $17 deal while it lasts. If you haven't listened to my book yet, this is your sign to do it. Again, normally $25. I'm running a special for $17, but you have to go to muralmoney.com. That's where you can grab the audio version of it. And that's all I have for you today. So I will see you next week for another episode of the Artist Academy podcast.